Right now, buried in a mountain, the United States is carving its most valuable secrets into glass. 10,000-year lifespan, survives nuclear EMPs, unbreakable. Microsoft calls it the future. I call it a coffin. Because while we're building libraries that last forever, China is building weapons that win today. Speed is the only thing that matters in an AI war. And Microsoft just bet billions on a technology that is slower than a floppy disk. Welcome to the forever storage trap. Welcome to Quantum Silk Road. We need to talk about speed. But first, if you watched our video on 5D optical storage last year, you know I was optimistic. The physics is gorgeous. The potential seemed limitless. But then the Pentagon got involved. And suddenly, this archival solution is being positioned as mission-critical infrastructure. That's when I realized we're not just making a technological choice. We're making a strategic blunder that could hand China the keys to the 21st century. Here's what they're not telling you. To train GPT-5 to run autonomous weapons systems to coordinate drone swarms over Taiwan, you need bandwidth. Modern AI infrastructure runs on NVMe SSDs, 7 to 14 gigabytes per second. NVIDIA's H100 chips? The HBM3 memory inside moves data at 3 terabytes per second. Project Silica? The write speed is measured in megabits per second, not gigabits, megabits. That's 100,000 times slower than what China is mass producing right now. You cannot hot swap tactical intelligence on glass. You cannot update an AI targeting model when your unbreakable storage requires a robotic arm to physically move quartz to an optical reader. In a Taiwan Strait scenario, if it takes you 3 minutes to retrieve satellite imagery because your data is etched in glass, that's not durable storage. That's a death sentence. But the speed problem? That's just flaw number one. Because when you see what this technology actually costs, and I'm not talking about money, I'm talking about what we're giving up, you'll understand why China is laughing all the way to computational supremacy. Stay with me, because in 90 seconds, I'm going to show you the price tag they're hiding. Let me paint you a picture. It's 2027. A Chinese autonomous submarine has been detected off the coast of Guam. Your AI defense system needs to cross-reference 10 years of sonar signatures, satellite thermal imaging, and acoustic patterns instantly. If that data lives on high-speed SSDs, your AI processes it in milliseconds. Decision made, countermeasures deployed. If that data lives on Project Silica glass, first, the system sends a request. A robotic picker locates the correct glass platter. That takes seconds. The platter moves to the optical reader. More seconds. The femtosecond laser reads the molecular structure, even more seconds. By the time your system retrieves the data, the submarine has fired. Your fleet is compromised, and your 10,000-year storage solution just lost you a war in under 2 minutes. The OODA loop, observe, orient, decide, act, is the foundation of modern warfare. The side that completes this cycle fastest wins. Project Silica breaks the OODA loop. It's like bringing a medieval castle to a drone war. Impressive defense, completely irrelevant. And while we're obsessing over durability, China is optimizing for now. They're building the AI training infrastructure, the high-bandwidth memory systems, the computational engines that process information at the speed of war. We're building a time capsule. They're building a weapon. Which brings us to the cost. And I'm not just talking about dollars, though when you see what one of these laser systems costs, you'll understand why only Microsoft and the Pentagon can afford to play this game. But there's a hidden cost, a strategic cost, and it's about to get uncomfortable. Don't click away. The next 3 minutes will change how you see this entire tech war. Microsoft's pitch is seductive. Glass doesn't need air conditioning. It doesn't degrade. You write it once and it lasts for 10 millennia. So in the long run, it's cheaper than tape drives or hard disk farms. But here's the fine print they bury in the technical specifications. To write data to Project Silica glass, you need a femtosecond laser system. These aren't consumer devices. We're talking about industrial-grade, ultra-fast laser systems that cost between $100,000 and $500,000 per unit. A single data center with enough glass writing capacity to compete with a standard SSD farm? You're looking at tens of millions in capital expenditure before you write a single byte. Now compare that to China's approach. While we're investing in boutique, artisanal forever storage, China is dominating the supply chain for high-speed NAND flash. They're pumping out SSDs, memory chips, and legacy semiconductors at a scale we can't match. Their cost per gigabyte? Pennies. And it's fast enough to power every AI application that matters for the next decade. Here's the strategic reality. In warfare, you don't win by having the best equipment that lasts the longest. You win by having enough equipment that's good enough, fast enough, and cheap enough to deploy at scale. The Soviet T-34 wasn't the best tank in World War II. It was the most producible. The AK-47 isn't the most accurate rifle ever made. It's the most reliable and scalable. Modern drone swarms aren't sophisticated. They're overwhelming. China gets this. They're playing the volume game, the speed game, the now game. We're playing the 10,000-year game. And here's the brutal truth. If you lose the war in the next 10 years, your data doesn't need to last 10,000. But there's one more flaw. The big one. The one that keeps me up at night. Because this isn't just about speed or cost anymore. This is about what happens when you fall in love with your own technology and forget what war actually looks like. 60 seconds. This is the part you can't miss. Let's talk about the strategic distraction, the silent killer of empires. History is full of nations that invested in yesterday's invincible technology. France built the Maginot Line, impenetrable fortifications. Germany went around it. Battleships were the kings of the sea until a single aircraft carrier made them obsolete overnight. Project Silica is our Maginot Line. The Pentagon is looking at glass storage because it survives EMPs. It's radiation-proof, fireproof, waterproof. On paper, it's the perfect solution for a nuclear-hardened command structure. But here's what they're missing. The next war won't be won by the side whose data survived the longest. It will be won by the side that can process 1 million sensor inputs and deliver a targeting solution in 500 milliseconds. We are building a library. China is building a sword. Look at where China is investing. They're not building archival systems. They're building real-time AI inference engines, autonomous weapons platforms, semiconductor fabs that can produce compute at a scale we can't match. They don't care if their hard drives fail in 20 years. They care about achieving computational supremacy today. Because if they win the AI race in the next decade, they control the next century. Every dollar, every engineer, every gram of R&D focus we pour into Project Silica is a dollar not spent on high-speed compute. It's a distraction from the technologies that actually win. Faster chips, better AI algorithms, more efficient training infrastructure. Think about this. If the Library of Alexandria had never burned, but Egypt had lost every war, would it matter? Knowledge only has value if the civilization that holds it survives. We're so obsessed with preserving our data for 10,000 years that we're forgetting to ask, will we even be relevant in 10? Now, I know what some of you are thinking. But the technology is brilliant. The physics is revolutionary. Shouldn't we pursue it? Yes, the tech is incredible, but that's not the question. The question is, in a tech war, does brilliance without speed win? Let me show you what China sees when they look at Project Silica. Don't misunderstand me. The engineering behind 5D optical storage is extraordinary. Writing data into the molecular structure of quartz using femtosecond lasers is a feat of human ingenuity. It deserves Nobel consideration. But in geopolitics, brilliance without scalability is a liability. Microsoft is terrified of the energy costs of traditional data centers, and they should be. Data centers consume massive amounts of power. Cooling systems alone can account for 40% of energy use. But the solution isn't to retreat into the slow lane of glass storage. The solution is to win the race for next-generation energy-efficient semiconductors. China understands this. Their massive investments in RASCV architecture, their push for domestic lithography, their billion-dollar subsidies for chip manufacturing. These are all moves in the high-speed game. They're not worried about forever. They're worried about first. And here's the uncomfortable truth. Being first matters more than being best. VHS beat Betamax. Windows beat Mac OS for decades. The technology that wins isn't always the superior one. It's the one that achieves critical mass first. Project Silica might be technically superior to SSDs in durability. But if SSDs achieve computational dominance while we're still building our glass libraries, technical superiority becomes irrelevant. So here's where we stand. Project Silica is a beautiful dream. It's a vision of a future where human knowledge is etched into the Earth itself, surviving ice ages and solar flares. But we have to ask, who is that knowledge for? If we lose the technological lead because we were obsessed with archival durability over operational speed, then that glass will be nothing more than a headstone for Western innovation. We're at a crossroads. We can build libraries or we can build the future. But I want to know what you think. Is the forever nature of glass worth the sacrifice in speed? Is the US making a strategic mistake by chasing cold storage while China chases AI dominance? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Our last debate on glass storage generated some of the most insightful discussion this channel has ever seen. If this breakdown opened your eyes to something you hadn't considered, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that deep dive strategic analysis still matters in a world of surface-level takes. And if you want to stay ahead of the tech war, if you want to understand not just what's happening, but why it matters, subscribe to Quantum Silk Route and turn on notifications. Because the war for the future isn't being fought in boardrooms or battlefields, it's being fought in the nanoseconds, in the milliseconds of decision-making, in the split-second advantage that separates victory from obsolescence. Don't get left behind in the glass. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.